among veterans. Veterans are the ones that recommend to their children and grandchildren to join. That's down, so we need to boost that, and you can get back to lethality. That increases morale. We also must increase the production rate of ships, munitions, airplanes, bombers. And so that's also what I think the president is now talking about as well.
And it kind of goes hand in glove for another comment that he made today. Let's listen to this one, and we'll get your response.
We will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier.
I mean, it really is a page out of Ronald Reagan, right? It's peace through strength, and that's what he wants. He wants to build up the military, and so that, nobody starts to mess with us.
Right, of course, we've had degradation in deterrence over the last 4 years, and so it's a priority of the Trump administration to restore deterrence, make our enemies fear us, build a military that's so strong that our adversaries don't want to pick a fight for the United States. And should the United States be threatened, and we do have to engage in warfare, of course, we got to fight to win.
Let's listen. The president is speaking again. Let's listen to him.
They're the number one show in town, and I want to congratulate. You've been with this song a long time, right? You did. Well, you're a talented guy. Number one, we love it, and you're number one too. Thank you, everybody. And our country is number one, most importantly. Thank you very much. Congratulations. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And there you go. So the president, of course, thanking Village People because they have had a number of hits, and this was probably the biggest one of all. Mike Waltz, who, of course, dropped out of Congress, he resigned because he's going to be the national security advisor. He said the following thing, Rebecca, and I want to get your take on this.
We have made clear to Bibi Netanyahu, to his government, and I want the Israeli people to hear me loud and clear. If Hamas reneges on this deal, if Hamas backs out, moves the goalpost, what have you, we will support Israel in doing what it has to do, number one. And number two, Hamas will never govern Gaza. That is completely unacceptable.
But the question is, how does Israel, how does the United States and maybe others stop Hamas from governing in Gaza?
Well, you have to eliminate them. They're not a legitimate governing power. They're a terrorist organization. They don't want peace. They're bloodthirsty. They're cruel. They renege on every deal they've ever had. And so, of course, it makes sense that Mike Waltz would make that point. I think it's also important to note the change. This administration is different in the last administration in that it fully backs our allies. It's going to fully back our allies, clearly identify our shared adversaries, and do what's necessary to end these wars on terms that benefit the American people and, of course, our allies who help us keep safe.
Rebecca, great to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Trump says he wants to be a peacemaker and a unifier, as Rebecca was just alluding to, how he plans to handle multiple global crises left behind by Joe Biden. That story is next with our continuing coverage of the big balls, the inaugural and more historic day in America.
North Korea. Get these people out of here.
No matter how hard it gets, you keep your head up and you handle it.
Let's go home.
Here at Allegiance, we feel like American flags should be made in America.
When we started Allegiance, we were shocked to learn how many American flags were actually being made overseas.
Every flag we make is proudly crafted in the USA with superior materials.
Join us in our mission to keep the American flag truly American.
Visit showallegiance.com to order your high-quality American flag today. That's showallegiance.com.
I avoided the mirror. I felt alone for a long time. I remember going home praying for it to go away, not thinking there was something wrong with me.
I go into a lot of things thinking it's not going to work, and I thought usually would be the same thing, but it actually worked.
More than 700,000 patients have regained their confidence with Muesli's prescription treatments.
You're hopeless, and then you find other women who are in the same boat as you. You suddenly feel okay. We're going to get out of it together. That's what Muesli did for me.
a box of videotapes, film reels, or photos that are degrading, Legacy Box professionally converts them to DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud. Legacy Box is simple and safe, with over 1 million satisfied customers. Visit legacybox.com.
Is a Bitcoin ETF the same as owning Bitcoin directly? While Bitcoin ETFs might offer a familiar face, they lack the true ownership and flexibility of directly investing in Bitcoin. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell real Bitcoin 24/7 with the tax advantages of an IRA. Real Bitcoin means no middleman, no restricted stock market hours. Choose the path of direct Bitcoin investment with iTrust Capital, because access equals opportunity. Invest in Bitcoin at itrustcapital.com today.
Tomorrow, Chunks live from Capitol Hill, breaking down President Trump's first full day in office with insight from Speaker Mike Johnson and House Republicans on a must-see Hannity.
The election's been won. Select stocks are poised to benefit from President